Hey guys, I'm April from Giggle Glitter Graphics, and today we're making an Academy Library Folio which coordinates with my new Bright Wand Academy box kit. This library folio is a free project going out today to my email list. If you're not on the email list and you'd like to join us, you can sign up using the link in the description down below and have this sent to you immediately. This freebie is the perfect addition to this week's new project kit, which you can find in my Etsy shop, Bright Wand Academy. This kit contains 8 projects, including the box, which explores a magical school and its classes. If you want to attend Bright Wand Academy, then check out the link in the description down below to pick up this new kit in my Etsy shop. For supplies today, all you need is a pair of scissors and a liquid glue with a fine point. I'm using Beacon Fabri-Tac, but any liquid glue will work. An optional glue stick can also be used for this project as we have several pieces that will be entirely glued down. The edges of my pieces are all brushed with vintage photo distress ink. This is optional, but I think it gives the project a nice finished look. This project has 4 pages, 3 with pieces and 1 backer paper. 2 of the pages are going to be printed on cardstock. I'm using 110-pound cardstock, and 1 page is printed on paper. My paper is 32-pound. The sheet with these 2 larger panels on them will need the backer paper printed on the reverse side. Remember that all of the pages do have instructions at the top indicating what paper to use and if the backer paper needs to be printed on the other side. So before we get started today, I just want to apologize for my inky fingers. I got in a little bit of an argument with my printer and this project almost didn't make it. So finally it saw things my way. I got it all printed out and here I am, but there's a little bit of fallout. So things happen. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I am going to kind of push all of these extra little pieces out of the way, and let's start with just these 2 base panels. This one we're not going to do any folds on, but this one is going to need a fold right here and right here. So we're going to be able to do kind of this with it. From the back side, you're going to be left with just this panel. And I'm going to grab my glue and we're just going to glue this little tab down on top of this panel to be the front of our folio. So I'm going to put the glue on the front surface like so. And then I'm just going to push this into the crease there and press down. We want to make sure that this is going to close nicely for us. And then I'm going to check and make sure that this is straight, that it's lined up at the top and the bottom. Give that a little adjustment. There we go. And now I'm going to open this all the way up and let's start decorating the outside of our folio. So for the cover, we have this oval piece that depicts our library. That is going to go right on the front cover. And I am using my Fabri-Tac. This is a great place to use your glue stick if you want to use a glue stick. I'm just going to center that under Academy Library. And then this back rectangle, we've got another image. We're just going to center that up in the frame. It's going to overlap parts of it. We just want that frame to kind of peek out. And then press that down like so. And then our last panel, we have this round piece. Just glue on the back of that and center it up. Now you might like to let this dry for a moment before flipping it over. Check and make sure you don't have any glue kind of leaking out around the edges and that it's not going to get stuck to your work surface. And then let's go ahead and flip that over. So we have 3 panels to work with on the inside. And I'm going to start with the left-hand side. We have a description of the library, and that's going to center up on this panel. If you need to, you can fold the other way just so you can get a better visual for left and right on this. And again, glue on the back side. All right, let's move over to the far right-hand side, and we're gonna have a little fun with tearing today. We've got this textured piece. I'm just going to tear a circle out of it, like so. Just to make a scrappy little piece to play with. And then I'm gonna grab my distress ink. I'm gonna add some of that ink around the edges just to give it a little more personality. This would be a fun place for a colored ink as well, green or purple or something like that. And then I'm just gonna glue this down like so. Again, glue stick would be great for this. Though I like the idea of having a little lift around the edges. It won't hurt anything in this area, so I'm gonna not glue mine all the way to the edge. There we go. And now let's grab the book return pocket. We're going to glue this right down here. We're going to glue on 3 sides. Right, left, and bottom. Oops, a little too much glue. And then line that up with the bottom edge and the right-hand side. So all the way to this corner. Then you're going to fold this all the way over and see if anything, press it down. I'm not going to press it down because I missed a step and I backtracked and I have some wet glue over here. So press this all the way down. And if your pocket hangs over on this side, trim it off. But it should fit pretty well. Now for our center, we have this magical bulletin board / chalkboard. This is going to glue down right here. Let me refresh my glue. It has been a day of mishaps and small nuisance problems. There we go. I'm just going to glue this down right in the center. And let's grab our little notes. So this is going to be a bulletin board, and you can put these on any way you like. Just try to make sure that they stay within the confines of the folio. So let's see here. I'm going to layer them, and then we're going to glue them so they can be flipped up and you can kind of explore them. So I think I'm going to do second year research topics, and then over top of that, reminder to all students, and then the first year's note, I'm going to staple that because it's got little staples up to the wood frame. And then I'll pop this last one down, and then maybe this one has one staple. Maybe we hang this one at an angle and make it sassy. So kind of figure out your layering, your order, and how it's all going to fit in. And I think I'm going to do something like that. These bottom 2, you could glue them all the way down. I'm going to leave them fluttery. And I'm just going to put a little band of glue at the top. So this is the missing book. And then here's second year research topics. And I'm going to glue a generous corner of this and put it at a fun little angle. But I'm going to make sure that my corner is inside the folio. Got the notice to first years. I'll just glue all the way across the top of that. And I'm going to stick that right up on the frame. And then a reminder to all students, glue at the top. And I'm going to stick that one down on the board itself. And then once this is dry, that's going to give you a layered bulletin board look, and you can kind of flip through these and read all the little notes. And finally, we've got 3 books for our book return. And these are just going to pop into the pocket in any order that you choose. Just a fun little piece to explore. And then we flip this over and flip that over, and that is it for our Academy Library folio. And I am just going to go ahead and get my Bright Wand Academy box. If you have not seen this kit yet, I released it earlier this week. There are 8 projects, including the box. And I am so excited with how this kit came out. I've been working on it for the last month. It took a long time to get it together because it just kept growing and growing. I was like, oh, I'm going to have 4 classes. And then I'm like, what about the teachers? And what about the students? And what about an orientation package for the new students? And it just kept snowballing until it became this. And the box it's pretty full. So there's not really going to be room for a journal in this one. I think I am going to do a story journal for this. That might be my next project. I'm not sure. I'm going to do some brainstorming. Taking a little break right now. I'm going to spend some time with family and refresh the creativity. But just going to pop the lid off and tuck my Academy library right inside with all of the other goodies. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for crafting with me. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe so that you can get all of these great freebies. I put them out every Friday, and I hope that I will see you in the next video.